everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Friday and it is May 20th. We have a couple of meetings to tell you about, but one is just a reminder that if you aren't there, you are running late. It started at 9 a.m. this morning, and that is the third new resident orientation. You needed to RSVP. However, if you wanted to go, you can probably still show up, and they are in the boardroom. Then at 1:30 this afternoon, we have the United Special Strategic Planning meeting, and that will be held in the boardroom. Now, on our show today, we have Becky Lomacka and Chuck Ricciardi, who are here on behalf of Pacific Cremation, and they have some special services that they wanted to share with you. Then we have our Sports Corner with Cole Young, and then we have Dan Oweiler, who is here on behalf of Sterling Financial Advisors, and he's got some great information for us. All right, let's take a look at our weather. Well, I'm not sure where that rain came from, but that was kind of crazy. We still have a little bit of rain this morning, and it's coming from our heavy overcast skies, and it will be clearing this afternoon to temperatures 71-59, tomorrow 71-55. Sunday, 71-58. Monday, mostly sunny, 73-62. And then we jump up to 80-57 on Tuesday. If you are traveling, take a look at these numbers. We are looking at our local beaches, 67-58. San Diego, 65-57. Santa Barbara, 65-53. Palm Springs, 95-69. Tahoe, 65-39. Big Bear, 66-38. Mammoth, 68-35, and Las Vegas 92-68. Our sunrise this morning was at 5:47, and our sunset will be at 7:48. And thank you, Debbie, for sending this in from Vegas. I think that is in Caesar's Palace in their little mall there. So appreciate you sending that beautiful photo. If you have one you would like to share with us, please email it to lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. All right, when we come back, we will have Becky and Chuck here from Pacific Cremation, so stick around.
Village Television presents Friday Films, only on Village Television. Fridays at 2 and 6 p.m. Foreign films, dramas, and comedies. Award-winning films, romance and mystery. Independent films. Every Friday, only on Village Television.
Achieve a level of comfort you've never known before. The Daydreamer will take you through smooth movements and guide you effortlessly into your favorite positions. Adjust the power pillow for ideal support for your head and neck. This and our positioning technology allows for infinite relaxation. Lay back in zero gravity while watching TV and put your body and mind at ease. Lift your spirits and find your favorite daydream. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
Diane's Hallmark in Laguna Niguel is now an Elam's Hallmark, and we are excited to be part of your community. We have just remodeled, and you will be surprised by the wide variety of fashion and accessories, home decor, collectibles, Disney, Peanuts, Harry Potter, and Star Wars, along with the largest Hallmark card selection in town. Stop in today and sign up for our Crown Rewards program and get a free Just Because card. Once a member, you can get a free card once a month. Elam's Hallmark, your neighborhood gift store.
Pacific Cremation Services offers you the ultimate freedom to become one with the salty breezes and brilliant sunset reflections. A scattering at sea is a unique, beautiful way to honor the life of anyone who chooses to be cremated. We help you plan the details and understand what to expect. Choose from our 3 simple plans and let us help you start the process of healing and life celebration. Contact us at pacificcremationservices.com to create a personalized service at sea today.
Welcome back. As I mentioned, we have Becky and Chuck here on behalf of Pacific Cremation. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome, and I'm glad that you're able to make it in, and nice to have you here. You know, Becky's always like the spokesperson.
Well, there's a good reason for that.
Well, it's nice to have you anyway.
Thank you.
Tell me, I'll have you each introduce yourself and what you do for Pacific Cremation. So.
Sure. I'm Chuck Ricciardi. I am the president and co-owner of Pacific Cremation Services, which is a sister brand of O'Connor Mortuary.
Right, okay. And Becky?
And I am Becky Lamaka. I'm the Director of Grief Support and Education. So I provide resources to the community, both for O'Connor Mortuary and for Pacific Cremation Services, grief support, grief resources, connecting people with support groups, therapists.
Right, okay, yeah, we had a little Christmas special that we did some time ago
We
regarding
did.
grief and the holidays, and that was
Yes.
great. So it's nice that you have someone within your business that can help people along. So I think that's very helpful. Is that normal for people to have that, or is that not the case?
It's not. It's very unique. The O'Connor family really wanted a way many years ago to give back to the community, and they thought the best way they could do that is through education and through resources. And so probably one of the first funeral homes in the country to create a position like mine, and there are actually only a handful of firms who have somebody like me in a position within the
Wow.
mortuary.
You think they would, given the nature of what they're dealing with.
Yeah, it's good business all around. It's a huge gift to the community, and like I said, it's good business as well.
And you're full of resources, which is nice, because if somebody
Absolutely.
can't find something, you can help direct them. So let's talk about one of the services that you guys do provide, and it's for veterans and their families. So just tell me like an overview of what it is.
Well, at Pacific Cremation Services, we're a cremation brand, so that's what we specialize in. But with veteran families, they're always near and dear to our heart. Memorial Day is coming up. Obviously one of the things is help families get interred at national cemeteries. Veterans have the opportunity free of charge, along with their spouses or a significant other family member, one other significant other family member, to be interred free of charge.
Okay.
Riverside National and Miramar in San Diego are probably the two closest national cemeteries to our families here in South Orange County.
Okay.
And so we offer that service and take care of that.
So now, who is eligible for this? Is it members of a veteran or a veteran themselves, or how does that work?
Again, it's the veteran themselves. If you've been honorably discharged from the armed services and served our country, you are eligible to be buried. Usually it's within 70 miles of your residence, whatever those cemeteries are around there. And again, their spouse. It's 95% of the times their spouse, but it could be a minor child.
Okay.
Could also be interred with a veteran.
Okay, great. And then what type of services are provided? Now I know there's a variety of different things they could choose from. What do you suggest, or what's available?
Again, with the O'Connor brand, everything's on the table, from visitation, reception, vigil services, funeral services, those types of things. With Pacific Cremation Services, the gravesite event occurs at the cemetery. There is what's called a shelter that's there. You don't go to the actual gravesite of where your loved one's going to be interred that day. You go to a set, teed up shelter for the event and service.
Okay.
And then your loved one is interred, and it can be either a cremation, a urn burial, or a casketed burial as well. Okay. They also have what's called niches, which is like a wall called a columbarium, where an urn can be placed, or they do in-ground interments as well.
Okay, so some of the options I noticed, you can do the salute with the rifles.
Yes.
You can do that?
Yes. Honor guards are certainly available for any veteran. That is usually done at the cemetery.
Okay.
That being said, sometimes if a veteran isn't going, or the family isn't going that day, that honor guard can be done at a church or even our chapel.
Okay, and then you could do the flag over a casket, even if they aren't doing a casket or a burial, or how does that work?
Great question, Lisa. We can incorporate the flag in the pre-folded triangle
Gotcha.
when an urn is involved, and so that is placed either next to the urn or it can be displayed on its own pedestal. And you are correct. If it's a casket service, then it's draped, as the picture shows, over the casket.
Okay, because I was wondering how that worked.
Yeah.
I think one of the really nice things that Pacific Cremation Services does for veterans and particularly for the families to see is that when a loved one dies and we will ask, is your person a veteran? And they say yes, we have a drape that we place over the person at that time when we're transferring them from the home into the mortuary. So even at that moment before services begin, we are honoring that veteran.
All right, that's awesome. So if somebody wanted more information, is it best for them to go to your website or give you guys a call?
Either or both.
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
We're available.
Yes, and
24/7 to help anyone in need. Our website certainly has a lot of information on there. One of the quick things, if I may, one of the things we've just started, which we think is very neat and powerful, and it's been received well, is retiring flags with veterans during the cremation. And so there's a certificate that we end up giving to the family with an actual piece of the actual flag that was retired with their loved one. And it's a new initiative, but it's just been received tremendously well. And
that's great.
It's kind of a neat
Very,
thing.
very symbolic.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, thank you both. Appreciate the information.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome.
And if you want more information about any of the veterans services that we've discussed, please go to pacificcremationservices.com. We'll be right back.
We are very quickly approaching summertime, which means perfect weather, beach days, and some of the most exciting times in sports. Welcome back to Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young, and I have plenty to tell you about this week, so I will get right to it. First off, let's take a look at how the NHL playoffs are unfolding so far. We have finally moved on to round 2 after an intense finish to round 1. Unfortunately for us SoCal fans, the LA Kings lost to the Oilers in Game 7 of round 1 and will not advance to round 2. The Oilers are now facing the Calgary Flames, and the Oilers are currently trailing 1-0 after losing 9-6 in a wild, high-scoring game. Game 2 will take place tonight at 7:30. The number 1 team in hockey, the Colorado Avalanche, have moved on to play the St. Louis Blues after completing the sweep in round 1. The Avs are currently tied 1-1 with the Blues. Game 3 for that series will be on Saturday at 6:30. The 2 Florida teams, the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers, are also squaring off for a spot in the semifinals. The Lightning have won the past 2 Stanley Cup championships. Can they move on and compete to win for a 3rd straight year? Game 3 between the Panthers and Lightning will be this Sunday at 10:30 a.m. And lastly, the Carolina Hurricanes and the New York Rangers kicked off their series on Wednesday, and the Canes are up 1-0 after winning Game 1 in overtime. Game 2 will be tonight as well. It's a very close sprint to the finals, and I know I can't wait to see which teams come out on top. While hockey still has a ways to go before we crown a champion, the NBA playoffs are quickly coming to an end, and we're down to the Final Four. The Miami Heat and Boston Celtics are competing for their chance at representing the East in the NBA Finals, and the Heat jumped out quick, winning Game 1, 118-107. Game 2 went a little differently as the Celtics were able to steal a game in Miami. Game 3 will be on Saturday. Over in the West, I have to start by admitting that I was wrong. A few weeks back, I was maybe a little overconfident when I said the Suns would make it to the finals. Not only was I wrong, but the Suns lost to the Mavericks in Game 7 by 43 points. Like I said, I will always admit when I'm wrong, and that was a big one. Anyways, the Mavericks have moved on to play the Golden State Warriors, and Game 1 saw the Warriors in championship form, pulling out a dominant first win, winning 112-87. Game 2 will be tonight. Between playoff hockey and basketball, there's so much entertainment going on in the world of sports, especially if you're from the state of Florida or just a fan of their teams. Florida currently has the Miami Heat, Tampa Bay Lightning, and Florida Panthers all competing to possibly win a championship. And don't forget, on top of all that, they still have Tom Brady on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to root for. Some people just have it all. With that said, things aren't too bad for us Southern Californians either. Although the Lakers, Clippers, Kings, and Ducks were eliminated either before or during their respective playoffs, we still have baseball to keep our spirits up. I keep raving about the Angels, but can you really blame me? The Angels are currently in second place in the AL West and 8th place overall. Mike Trout is back to full form, leading the team in home runs. Shohei Ohtani is looking just as good as he did last season, which saw him win an MVP. And the pitching rotation has been on a tear. Just above the Angels, however, are the other two SoCal teams. The Padres and Dodgers both are currently top teams in the MLB. As of Thursday morning, the Dodgers currently lead the league with a plus 83 run differential. The Padres are looking like they can make a deep playoff run as well. Like I said, things aren't looking all that bad for us as fans. All three of these teams play all weekend, with the Padres and Dodgers being on the road, but the Angels do have a homestand, which I hopefully will be attending at least one game. Outside of the four major sports, football, baseball, basketball, and hockey, there's still a lot going on. After the first ever Miami Grand Prix and no race last week, F1 is back this weekend at the Spanish Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc of Team Ferrari is back on top of the driver's standings, ahead of Red Bull driver Max Verstappen by just 19 points. Ferrari's team is also leading the Constructors' Cup, ahead of Red Bull by just 6 points. The race this weekend should be a contentious one and a race that could completely scramble the leaderboard, so it'll be a fun one to tune into. The race will be at 6 a.m. on Sunday, so if you're up bright and early, be sure to check out at least a few laps of the race. There's an abundance of sports to watch, attend, or follow along with this weekend, so be sure to tune in for all the fun. But, like I said to open the show, it's almost summer and the weather's beautiful, so spending some time in the sun doesn't sound too bad either. I'm Cole Young, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you right back here next Friday.
Welcome back. Well, we have Dan Oweiler here, who is with Sterling Financial Advisors. Let's talk about, well, California and why people are leaving California. And it's in droves.
Well, that is true, and there's a couple of reasons, and the main one is it's so expensive to live here. Yeah, okay, so I mean, if you look at the cost of housing and gas and things like that, the problem is the children that are growing up here enjoyed it, but they can't afford to get on the real estate merry-go-round now.
All right.
So they accept jobs in other states or other areas of the country, and then parents want to follow them because the grandkids are there.
Right.
Okay, and so a lot of times it's not so much that grandparents or parents want to leave, it's just that that's where the grandkids are, and so they're going to be close to the grandkids.
Right.
What we have found is unfortunately grandkids kids generally are not staying in one location, and so they're moving around to different jobs, and so you're kind of tracking the kids around the country until they actually develop roots, and by that time your grandkids are teenagers and they're gone, and you know, it's a kind of a cycle that goes on, but the other thing that's driving it is the real estate market. I can sell my house right now for $1 million or whatever it is. I mean, there was a house, I mean, I don't live in a very expensive neighborhood, but a little 4-bedroom, 2-bath house in our neighborhood just sold for $1.1 million, you know? Well, I can take that and move to Arizona or Texas or Alabama or wherever it is, you know, and pay cash and either have some money left over or not have a mortgage payment, one of the two. And so, and the taxing environment here in California is so bad, you know.
Well, and a lot of your clients are on fixed incomes. So if they're facing these kinds of challenges here in California, and they come to you and they say, well, you know what, I just can't do it anymore. I need to move.
Right.
So what are some of the things that you tell them that they have to be prepared for?
Well, I think that I have some friends that moved to Arizona. I think they ought to move to Arizona in July and August. No, seriously.
Yeah.
You need to go to Arizona in July and August and say, okay, can I handle that? You know, and so, or I'm going to go to Idaho. Go to Idaho in December and January and February when the snow is there. Okay,
Yeah.
you need to be able to say, oh, not go there in April.
Right.
When everything is good in April.
Right.
You need to be able to say, okay, can I handle the mosquitoes in Florida? Or can I handle the bugs in the summertime?
Right.
All those things come into play. And so when I am counseling somebody, I tell them, you need to, I've had clients that have moved out, went to Colorado, and 2 or 3 years later, they're back because of the snow, and they just didn't like the snow.
Right.
And so you need to not make a rash decision, make an informed decision. So go there during the times that are not, September, October, go there, or April or May. Go there when it's going to be the most adverse to you.
Right.
So that's one thing.
What if somebody? So let's say people are saying they've still had enough, but they want to stay in California, and it's kind of because why did they stay? Well, the weather is awesome, right?
It's
So the weather's-
we pay a price for the weather here.
We do.
Okay, we pay a price for the weather, and unfortunately, there are pockets that San Francisco is high priced. The Bay Area, that's high priced. I ran into somebody yesterday that moved from San Francisco down to Orange County. Well, they saved money even moving down to Orange County because the price is so high up in San Francisco.
Right.
A lot of it is the taxing environment here in California.
Yeah.
We're probably the highest in the nation as far as gas prices.
Right.
And a lot of that is because of the tax that our gas tax. And so that's not going to be solved overnight because we have a party that's in charge, and it's probably not going to be. It's going to be a long time before that changes or rotates.
Right.
Okay?
So something that you would have to do for your clients is obviously adjust some of
If
the
they want to stay here.
finances. Yeah, if they want to stay here, they have to
right.
adjust their finances, and they have to make up for the fact that it is so expensive right now.
Well, and I'm not a big proponent of them, but they can work in certain scenarios. People have heard all along, and you've seen things on TV about reverse mortgages. Okay, I've got this house that's worth $1.1 million. I don't owe anything on it. I can do a reverse mortgage that help my cash flow, and the reverse mortgage industry has changed a lot over the years, and they're not going to come in and take your home. It's just like having a regular mortgage on your home. It's just that you don't have to make payments on it.
Okay.
So they don't have, you're still on title, you still own the property, you have to pay your property taxes, but it does provide an opportunity to say, okay, I want to stay here, and this gives me, I've got all this money tied up in my equity, I can utilize that.
Okay. That's really good advice, because I think people have been afraid to do that. But now things have changed. So I'm assuming you have resources for people that can do that? Okay.
We have resources that I work with, people that can do that, and CPAs, attorneys, all these things that we have resources for. But what we find is everybody's case is different.
Of course.
I mean, they want to go. We have people that go away for 6 months, and then come back for 6 months, and especially in Arizona where they'll go there during the fall and winter and then come back, and
if that's an option for you, that's certainly something they can do.
It is, but what we find that grandkids drive this.
Yeah.
Where the grandkids are.
Yeah.
It's a big driver.
Okay.
And so,
Got it.
Make sure your grandkids have planted roots, or you're going to be following them around the country, because people don't stay in one profession or one company like they used to.
Okay. Perfect. Well, great information. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure.
All right.
All right.
If you want more information about what we've just discussed, you can go to sterlingfa.com, or you can call the number on your screen. We'll be right back.
Hi folks, this is Dan O'Weiler with Sterling Financial Advisors. We've been around for a long time, been on ThisDay with Lisa, and just wanted you to know that we're still in business, even through the pandemic. We still have the opportunity to now meet with people individually, in person, and we'd like to invite you to give us a call if it would make some sense. If you're doing some planning for retirement, please give us a call. We'll be happy to meet with you. Thanks so much.
At Laguna Niguel Family Dental Care, hundreds of patients have been safely sedated since 2009. Dr. Anderson offers nitrous oxide gas at no charge for any treatment and will administer IV sedation himself for patients who prefer not to remember the appointment. IV and oral sedation are safely performed with prior medical clearance. Dr. Anderson is fully trained from Loma Linda and UCLA Schools of Dentistry in conscious sedation. Give us a call today for a no-charge office or visit our website for a video consult at lagunaniguelsedationdentist.com.
Our movie for today is an oldie but a goodie. It is Strange Bedfellows with Rock Hudson. So you can catch that today at 2 and 6 p.m. and it's brought to you by Hogue. And then real quick, just wanted to remind you that tomorrow is the Renaissance Fair at the Equestrian Center. Only $5 to get in, and that's from noon to 5. Very fun. And then if you want to participate in our 60 Up raffle, make sure you get all of your information into us at village.television@vmsinc.org. I'm going to leave you with the weather so you can take a look at what we're going to be dealing with for the next few days, and we will see you tomorrow right here on Village Television at 9 a.m. Bye-bye.
My name is Angela. I'm 51 years old and I was diagnosed with a heart murmur. Before the surgery, I was struggling to breathe. I was missing out a lot on playing with my son. I decided to go to Hogue from Nevada to have my mitral valve repair because the surgeons there are excellent.
My personal approach to patient care is really taking care of a patient as if they were a member of my family.
After the surgery, I can chase him and run around and play with him as much as he wants. It's like a miracle. It's like this patient made it through the toughest time in their life, and it's an awesome feeling.
The feeling to see these patients recover, especially when they're critically ill like that, it's just the best feeling in the world.
We wanted this to be one of the top cardiovascular centers in the region, the state, the nation, and to be recognized for that. We've achieved that.
If I had to go back and make the same choice, I would choose Hogue again. They treated me like family. This changed my life, and now I get to be with my son.
Hi there, I'm Bob Eubanks. Remember me? I'm the king of whoopee. And you're watching Village Television. But everybody does.